This is Amud Yomi Gemara in Shabbos. Daf Memches Amud Beis. And we're holding in the very bottom of Memches Amud Aleph, 3 lines from the bottom. Omar Reb Yehuda Marav Haboisech Beis Hatzavar B'Shabbos Chayiv Chatos. Quoting the aforementioned din that we ended off with, that if someone opens up the neck opening of a garment, these were a sheet of shirts that they were cut off, then they have to cut open the neck opening. So if you do that, then you complete the garment. Says Rav Yehuda Marav, it's an Isser De'a Raisa. So Maskevla Rav Kahana asks Rav Kahana as we turn over to Memches Amid Beis Ma Bein Zulim Mekuvas Chavis. I don't understand. You're allowed to cut open a barrel. So if you're allowed to cut open a barrel, why not let it cut open a shirt? Amrle Rava, says Rava, Zeh Chibur. The shirt, the material is bonded together, it's connected, it's one flat sheet of material. So when you cut it open, you're completing a makbid patish of the shirt. Whereas by the barrel, Zeh Inoy Chibur, therefore it is mutter. Of course, a bit difficult to understand the nuance, the differences, and this is where a lot of the opening packages and kelim and whatnot come from. But that is the teretz of the Gemara. Asks the Gemara, Rav Yirmiyah, Rav Zeira, Tanam, in a Mishnah, Shalal Shel Kaifsin, pieces of clothing that are stitched together by the laundry people, V'shal Shel Shel Mafteichais, or a chain for keys, or a garment that pieces are sewn together with klayim, a wool garment with linen thread, etc. Chibur letama. With regard to hilchos tama, all these items, the laundry tag, the key sewn on, all these items is considered connected with regard to tama. Ad sheyaschel lahatir, until the person starts to separate them. Once the person starts to separate them, then, with regard to Toma, they're not considered one entity. Says the Gemara, so what do we see? Why do they put on this laundry tag? It was clearly only for the washing of the item. And yet the Mishnah considers it one entity until you detach it. So clearly, even though it's a functional attachment, says the Gemara, a functional attachment seemingly has a din lahalacha as attached. For Reminu, says the Gemara, I'll ask you a stira, a stick which is made into a handle for an axe, is considered a attachment for tama only bishas milacha. Says the Gemara, the clarity of bishas milacha, bishas milacha loy. But how come when it came to the laundry tag, how come when it came to the key being attached, it nothing to do with bishas milacha? Shaloi bishas milacha had to do, did he start detaching it? Amar Le responds Rav Zeira Hasam when it comes to the axe, the handle of the axe, not the axe of the handle of the axe. Shaloi b'shas malacha. When you're not using the item, what is the norm? Adam asil lizark lebina eitzim. It's a stick. The stick is put in, so while you're using it, it's now has the din, the shame of an axe handle. When you're not using it, you just take out the stick and you throw it with all your pieces of stick. Whereas halacha, in the case of the tag of the laundry, etc., you're happy that it's there. Why? So if it gets dirty, you can laundry it again. Again, I'm saying it's a laundry tag. It's not really a laundry tag. It's really more, I guess the example we could use is some people take their socks and they pin them together so that it's easier to find them at a later date. So something like that, it's functional, but you're happy for it to be together because if it gets dirty, you can just rewash it. So says the Gemara, that's why there's two different parameters when it's considered attached. One being the functional aspect, whereas the other is only while it is being used. Says the Gemara, Bisuram Masni law lahashmaita b'shveder of Chisda, and sure they turned off this din of Rav Chisda, but these masni b'shveder of Kahana. But these they said the same thing b'shveder of Kahana, Rabbanon b'shveder Rava. Man Tana hamilsa dam Rabban. Who's the Tana that said the din of the Rabbanon called mechuber lo yareu kamayu? Whatever is attached, even if it's not for that item, if it's mechuber, it's like kamayu. Rav Yudam Rabba Meir he did not. Beis Abacha Beis Avlin Beis Abba Ner Shabakira. A flask, a spice receptacle, a lamp, all these different items that holds liquids, that holds spices, that holds a candle. Mitamin b'magun, it's considered one entity, and it's mitameh when you touch it. But mitamin ba'avir, but if something falls into its airspace, it's not tameh. Divrei Rabbi Meir. Rav Shimon mitar. Rav Shimon says it is tar. So over here we see that even though it's attached for the sake of convenience, still, Rameir says that it's only Mekabel Tama when it's part of the oven. So similarly, Rameir would say that when something is attached for convenience purposes, will also be Mekabel Tama. Says the Gemara, Bish, Kikira Damai. Excuse me. The problem is Rameir differentiated between touching this item and between going within its airspace. And the Gemara can't understand. Whichever way you want to twist it, is a yeah or is a no. Why would it make a difference whether you touch the item or whether the tumah goes into the airspace? You have the same level of tumah. So explains the Gemara. La'ilam, 12 lines to the bottom. The first line is Lav. Lav kikira damai. Doesn't have a din of a kivra. Rabbanan the geyser bein the Rabbanan was geyser the toma. So the obvious kasha. If they made a gezerah, it should be a gezerah across the board. Answers the Gemara, no. Of the Behura Bonan Hekera. They bidavka specifically only said it's mitameh by touch and not ba'avir. Why? Because what would happen if you think it's tummy in all cases? You don't want to burn it together with chuma and kachim because it's not at that same level. So they bidavka. We find this in other areas of Tumah Midrabanan. They differentiated it so that you don't come to burn it together with Truma and Kachim. Says the Gemara, Tanurabanan, 10 lines at the bottom. The first one in line is Lemisrav Alei, Masbai Reshel Parakim, sectional scissors. They come apart. Many of our scissors actually do that. Ismail Shal Ritani, a carpenter's plane. It's made to remove. The blade is removable. Chibur l'toma. While it's attached, it's considered connected for toma. But chibur l'azah, that's considered attached to the guarding to para aduma. That you have to sprinkle the ashes on each part of this utensil separately. So says the Gemara, what's going on over here? Is it considered one utensil or not? Why are we being machalek between toma and being sprinkling of the ashes of the para aduma? So Amar Rava says Rava midaraisa, while you're using it's connected. Shaloi b'shas malach on the other hand, einoi chibur, is not connected all of those. Turn over to Memtasam and I'll live it. It's a gezerah dirabanan. Mishum tama shebishas melacha. And when we're dealing within the din dirabanan, shebishas melacha, mishum azah shaloi bishas melacha. That's only by azah, not with regards to regular tama. And that's just a sidebar tumatic din that we brought in once we dealt with the din of tama. Pick it up from the 2 dots, 5 lines down, Mem Tesam and Aleph, B'siyata Dishmaya.